The fifth type of plan that the managers generally follow is the rules. See, beside rules, what it is written? It is written standing plan. That means rules is a type of standing plans. Now always remember, rules are those plans which tells us what is to be done and what is not to be done. That means the actions and non-actions of the employees are directed by rules. Okay, they help in indicating which points are to be kept in mind while performing a task or while performing a work. Okay, the rules are rigid, means it cannot be changed so easily. It is not flexible, which ensures discipline in the organization. That means if a question is asked as which plan helps in maintaining discipline in the organization, then your answer should be rules. Rules helps in maintaining discipline in the organization. One example is given: no smoking in the office premises. So these types of boards generally you would have seen outside any office, outside any banks. No smoking. So that is what? That is actually a rule. Clear? And these rules are affecting what? These rules are affecting the behavior of the employees. If the rule is said that there cannot be any smoking, then the employee has to follow that, and the employee cannot make any changes in that. Why? Because rules are rigid. Understood? Now moving to the next type of plan. It says program. And what is a program? A program is a single-use plan. Now can you recall what is a single-use plan? A single-use plan is a plan which is formed for such a purpose or for such a goal which will never reoccur in future. So what is program? Let's read. Program is a single-use plan containing details about the project. That means combining everything, combining your objectives, combining the policies, combining procedures, rules, tasks, physical resources, human resources, everything, the mixture of everything that you call is the project, and that is actually what is our program. And why are they done? These plans together are made so that there is a systematic working in the organization. The primary program is generally prepared by the top level management, and then to support the primary program, some supportive programs of different levels are prepared. Just the way we discussed, remember, main plans and derivative plans, same concept you can apply here. Now moving to the next type of plan, and it says method. Now what is method? Method is a type of standing plan. And what was standing plan? If we recall, then standing plans are those plans which are prepared for such an objectives, for such purposes which are repetitive in nature. It will occur more than once, and that is why standing plans are also called as repetitive plans or repeated used plans. Clear? Now what are methods? Let's get into this. Methods are the standardized way in which a particular task has to be performed. There may be various methods of completing a task, but the method or the way must be selected which, or you can write down by which, the work can be done early at minimum possible cost. Methods are flexible. Example, various methods of training are there, various apprenticeship training is there, vestibule training is there. Now what are methods? See, when we have to do a particular work, suppose in class 11 you have learned the chapter about depreciation. Yes? Now if you recall, then there were different ways of charging depreciation. So your primary task is that, or your primary focus is that I have to charge depreciations on my fixed assets. Correct? But there are different ways of charging. Straight line method is there, written written down value method is there. So these different types are actually your methods. Am I able to explain it to you? Now I have observed this, that many of you get confused between two types of plans. First one is the procedure and second one is method. Understand very properly. How are they different? First thing that you have to keep in mind, that procedure and method both are standing plans. That is same, but they are very different to each other. In procedure, what do? We tell you each and every step, that okay, after step number A, you have to do step number B, then C, and then D. So there you have a proper order, or you have the proper steps that you have to follow. Understood? Like I remember I gave you the example of taking admission in school. So for the school administration, suppose I am a part of the school administration, I know that what procedures I have to follow. First, I will give an advertisement that admissions for class 11 and 12 are going on. Then after that, I have to release the date when the forms will be released by the school. Parents will come up. Then after some time, I have to put a date for submission of the form. Then after the forms are submitted, I'll take the contact details of the parents, and after that maybe they are asked to pay up the fees, or they are asked to submit some documents. Understood? So when I'm talking about procedure, I'm actually clear in my mind that what steps I have to follow. And these steps are generally chronological in order. That means I know after 1 it will be 2, and then it will be 3, and then it will be 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, and then my work is done. But in methods, what we have, we just choose which way to follow. Either I will go for offline training method, or either I can go for online training method. That is the way I do the work, and that is the type of plan. That means that is the method. Understood? Procedure and method. Procedures are the steps, procedure are the chronological order that we have to follow while doing a particular activity. The exact manner in which I have to do an activity, that is actually procedure. Correct? But what about method? When I'm talking about method, I just choose out of 2 or 3 different ways that which way am I going to follow. Maybe for your tests, like there can be options, there can be different methods. Offline test is there, online test is there. Submission of documents can be offline, submission of documents can be online. So method is the systematic way of doing a particular activity, of doing a particular job. It's just a way. But in procedure, what do? We have the exact steps, we have the full order that we are going to follow to achieve a particular work. Understood with it? Now please do not get confused afterwards. Now let's move to the last type of plan, that says budget. And what is budget? Budget is a single used plan. Let's read. A budget is a statement of expected result. It is what? It is a statement of the result that we are expecting, expressed in numerical terms, very important, for a definite period of time. It means, what is budget? Budget is actually the numerical representation of our expectation. I think that is the best way I can say. Budgets are prepared by managers, and generally we also prepare a budget. Suppose we have to give gift to our friend for his or her birthday. So when 2 or 3 of us sit together, what do we decide the first? That what is our budget? Budget means up to what extent we can have our cost, we can do all the expenses required. So this is actually the idea of budget. And why is budget helpful? Because it gives us a standard for knowing the actual thing that we have done with what we wanted to do. Like suppose our budget was 1,000 rupees for our friend's birthday. and we have planned a gift that is 1500. So that budget will help us to compare that our standard is only 1000, we cannot exceed that. So budget serves as a standard for comparing the actual expenses and the measured expenses. Correct? So by this we are ending the topic, that is types of plans. So that is all for today. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.